Hello, my dear friends. I'm here. I have got an idea because we cannot see each other, and I've learned from the Lubavitcher Rebbe, particularly about these days' situation, days which we are dealing with coronavirus, and we are separated, that it might be a good idea to consider the studying Torah, to add some more Torah studying, because it says in Jewish books that Torah is healing the world. So we can study something, and particularly after Passover, we have a custom, Jewish custom, every Shabbat afternoon to read from Mishnah. There is a part of Mishnah that the name is Pirkei Avot. And Pirkei Avot doesn't talk about laws, what is usually Mishnah is dealing. Usually Mishnah is dealing with halachic things, instruction. And Pirkei Avot doesn't talk about halachic, but it talks about morality and manners. So how should we behave in general between people, individual, towards government? So it's a social manners and morality. Okay, this Shabbat we read the second chapter of Pirkei Avot. And we have the verse that says, don't judge your fellow till you stand in his place. If you are not experience his place, don't judge him. So, Baal Shem Tov, establisher of the Chassidut, says that we can learn something very special from this verse. Don't judge. What it means, when you look at your fellow and you see something in him, something is wrong, you should know that it's a mirror. God made things in such a way that your fellows are mirroring you, what is within yourself. Why? Why God does it this way? Why God has to teach us about ourselves through our friends? So, the reason is because we are very subjective. We are very close to ourselves, and we are always in a position of defending ourselves. It's very difficult for a person to look at himself and see some things that has to be improved. But when he look at somebody else, then it's easier because there is a distance, and it's easier for him to see what's wrong. And here Baal Shem Tov said, this is the message for you. Everything that is happening around us, everything that we see, has to teach us something about ourselves, about growing spiritually, about improving, about being a better people, about behave better. It's all a message. So we might tell ourselves, okay, but still, that's all right, but still, doesn't we have this task also to correct our surrounding? Okay, fine. First is ourselves. We are responsible for ourselves, but still, we also have to improve others. We also have to improve environment. What's wrong about it? So, the answer is that when you look outside and you see something wrong at your fellow, at your neighbor, there are two parts. One part is what the person did wrong. If you see what person did wrong and that's it, then it's an opportunity to have some empathy, some feeling and thinking how to help him. That's fine. The point where it starts to be wrong, so in a way you have to invest more and think how that is related to you, is when you feel emotionally involved. You lose your patience, you feel very uncomfortable, you start to involve, you start ashma. You feel like you're blaming him, guiltiness, not to tell hatred. Then if you start to react that emotionally, negatively about that person's situation, not about particularly his deed, but situation in general, then it's a red light for you to stop and to look at yourself. We find in Torah, just to finish this, to close it, to give as an example, we see Noah after the flood. We all know the story of the flood in Genesis. We have the story of Noah, we have the flood, Noah Ark. When everything was finished, Torah tells us, once they were out of the ark, we see that Noah is making a vineyard. He produces wine, and then he gets drunk. When he gets drunk, he is sleeping on earth, half naked. And here we see a situation. Noah has 3 sons. We have Ham. We see his reaction. On the other side, we have 2 others that are Shem and Yafet. When Ham sees it, Torah tells us, Ham watched his father naked, and how he react? He ran outside calling his brothers. So his brothers are coming, and Torah tells us their reaction. What is their reaction? They bring some kind of cloth, like blanket. They cover him, they turn their head, and they are carrying him somewhere else for his respect. So question is, why Torah is telling us that they covered him and they didn't look at him and they turned their head? Oh, we understand that if they covered him, if they didn't look at him, we don't need to know that they turned their head. We don't have to repeat so much the same idea. So, idea is that what you don't see is what you is watching is not only a physical thing, it's also attention. We see that same situation, we have Noah in the same situation, one brother look at it and go and chaka, talking, repeating, spreading, doesn't react, and they don't see, they turn their head. They just practically react. So this is the difference. When we see something wrong, we don't have to involve and talk and da. No, we don't see, we don't have to dig, we don't have to, just react and help as much as possible. So, again, just to finish, we have the Mishnah, don't judge your friend till you come to his place. If you see something wrong, then check inside. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. and see you next time.